In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make pop music. And to do that, I remade one of my favorite songs of 2026 so far, Private by the Kid LAROI, and I'll break down my remake of the song's elements, the sounds of those elements, the mixing, the structure and arrangement, all that jazz. So hopefully by the end of this tutorial, you can make a song in a similar pop music style to this one. Set the tempo around 107 BPM. Start off by making some synthy chords. These are just 3 chords right here. This is 1, 2, 3, and then they're just copy and pasted twice, once here, over here. I used 3 synth presets to accomplish the sound, all from MHA's Vital Sound Banks. This one over here, and this one over here as well. Establishes some rhythm and like synth pluck nature to the chords. More of like a background flanger-ish synth. More of like a muffled, more muted type of synth. And then for the mixing, I put this EQ on here, taking out a great chunk of the lows over here, just because we are going to make a very prominent rolling bass line that's coming up, and we don't want these unneeded lows of the chords to counteract with that bass that we make and make it sound like muddy and weird in the mix. I have a filter just toning down a little bit more of the high ends, but like focusing on the muffled aspect of that. Instead of going like this, I got like more of like a filter going on over here just to make it more muffled. And then last but not least, you could probably hear on here a flanger just to give it some synthetic texture and variation in the tone of the chords. Here's with the flanger. Here's without. It's a lot more computerized and exact without the flanger, so that's why we want to make it sound at least a little more on the more live feel. Next, take the bass notes of these chords and put it into some bass presets. So for example, you just want to take the root notes of what these chords actually are. So if this is an E chord, you want to take the E note over here. And if this is an F sharp chord, you want to take the F sharp note over here. And you want to do the same for all of the chords that we made previously and put them into some bass sounding presets like this. Just keep the notes exactly how they are, very long, and maybe add a little chopped nature to it over here. These are the same. This is the same. Maybe just add like a little note in the beginning like this just to add some variance to the rhythm. I put it in 2 presets from MHA's Vital Sound Banks. We have this one over here, which is more of like a hard hitting style bass. This is more like a Reese bass down here. Now for the drums. The drums are very simple over here. We just have a kick, very light, punchy with some acoustic edge to it, and then a snare down here. It's a very snappy, harsh hitting type snare, kind of like piercing through the mix. And then I created a hi-hat loop down here as well on fill each 2 steps with 1 open hat over here. This just helps to keep the rhythm of the track going, and this little thing over here just adds some extra variance to the mix, and I only have it on every other, because if you see this pattern over here doesn't have it. So the pattern of the hats goes like this. So every other bar is when that little open hat plays, just to add some extra flavor to the mix. And altogether, the drum loop sounds like this. Very simple, very 4 to the floor, easy type drum loop. Sounds like something you would get in a lot of basic pop music. And for the mixing, the only thing I put on each of the elements, the kick, the snare, and the hats, is this Fruity Blood overdrive on here. Nothing done to it, just the preset thrown in here just for some extra amplification of the drum sounds and some extra intensity of them so that we hear them punch through a little bit better in the mix when it's all said and done and all compiled all together. Now for some extra effects, I just have a simple drone playing in the background, just to fill up the mix and add some life to this track. Without it, it would sound pretty dull. It gives the background of the mix a little more body and fullness. And then I have just some high-end guitar samples that come from the original song, which is just a little top layer with some guitar and synth that play with the chords down here as well. And then up here, I just took the same exact thing and pitched it up 12 semitones, which is a full octave. And together. And the volume is a little less as well, just so that it doesn't pierce through with too much of high ends, just to add some depth to the effects. Now for the structure and arrangement of this track. So I only focused on the chorus of this song over here, and all together you just want to put all the elements that we created. We have the effects over here, the chords, the bass, and the full drum loop playing all at the same time for the entirety of when the chorus plays. And then just to introduce the chorus over here, I just have a little bit of the effects that play beforehand. So from an overall view, this is what the full structure and arrangement of the track looks like over here. And after all that, here's the final result.
Can we talk about it? Don't wanna talk too loudly. Hurt in your eyes. We feel the same kind of pain and it only gets worse when time begins. And everything that we say and we do gets hurt and loud. They put a strain on our love that we didn't deserve. Next time, I'm keeping it private. Could've worked it out, 'cause I know I was bad, but it could've been worse somehow. And everything that we built, we just watched it burn it down. They put a strain on our love that we didn't deserve. Next time, I'm keeping it private.
This is by far the best merchandise that I could ever ask to sell. It's made to order, it's affordably priced, and it just looks freaking stylish as well. So go to bonfire.com/shop/BushaZ